You broached, or albeit in passing, you did say that the governor pays bribes and that the reason why the party didn't participate in the elections. So if, in order for people not to be confused or misunderstand what you're saying, are you saying that the governor paid bribe to the judiciary?
I didn't say that.
Are you implying that?
I'm not implying that. I just said a simple story that anybody who says, okay, let's go to INEC. How many INEC staff were arrested for taking 50 million naira from Wike? What has happened? The INEC commissioner in charge of Rivers State in 2015.
Is it for these elections or for
previous elections? The INEC commissioner for Rivers State in 2015 was arrested and detained. And the video recording of her collecting money from the bank was shown to her. What has happened to that case?
So, but is it the governor responsible or the prosecutors that have to do their jobs?
I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Please see me as a Nigerian. So I'm asking like an ordinary Nigerian.
But you're in government. You're not ordinary Nigerian.
For Christ's sake, I'm not in the judiciary. You were asking me about transport and I was giving you the answers to transportation. Now, so those guys are in court. The electoral officers are in court and nothing has happened. The INEC commissioner is also in court. Nothing has happened. Then you come. Suddenly they say we won't run any election. Why has it happened? Why did the court not hear the main issue? What is the issue? Does the judge of Rivers State High Court have jurisdiction to hear a matter concerning APC, a federal agency, a national agency?
I thought the matter went to appeal.
No, what is going to appeal? Technicality. Did you file well? Didn't you file well? Did you do this? Didn't you do this? But answer the question. Does he have a jurisdiction to hear a matter that concerns APC? Was APC served?
But your lawyers
no, the Malays were not given a chance to speak. That's why Power Minister refused to go to appear anymore. And Power Minister, I won't appear anymore. Because, okay, look at the matter.
Not given a chance to speak. How?
No, what I mean by giving a chance to speak is, okay, what is before the court? What is before the court is, we're here to address you on, should these people be part of the case? And then suddenly somebody said, no, address us on the issue of, if it is a consensus judgment. And that's not before the court. But see, it is not about the judiciary. It is that the people must ask a question. Why was APC not allowed to run?
Why do you think they were not allowed?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, everybody's scared to talk. So I won't be the person that will talk, but my lawyer insists I shouldn't talk. And if you see, in the past 2 years, I've used to talk.
My apologies.
But it gets a point, and I'm doing a book. I'm doing a book of my life. It gets a point when you begin to ask questions. Court of Appeal justices in Rivers State are living in the state government quarters. They're not living in their private houses.
The name Amaechi, Rotimi Amaechi, cannot be extricated from the politics of Rivers State.
Nigeria too.
The politics of Nigeria.
Yes. I've read a book. I've read a history book.
If I may land, you're a strong man in Rivers State. What will it take to institute peace? It seems to suggest to a lot of people, to the detriment of people of Rivers State, that this war going on between you and Wike has to stop.
Oh, there's no war going on between Wike and I. It's like my friend at Babio, when we met that day. That's at Babio, why are we quarreling? There's no war going on between Wike and I. What is going on between Wike and I is the fact that he wants to run a second term. Is the fact that he ran a first term in which people were killed. Today he accuses the army and just one policeman. Are you not surprised that in this election he didn't accuse police? You're not surprised? He accuses the army because they refused to take bribe. And that election that INEC stopped the election from going on, nobody was killed. That's the first election in Rivers State that nobody was killed. The governorship election. Then INEC woke up one morning and said, oh no, we'll stop this election. There's too much violence. Nobody was killed. When we recorded violence at the presidential election, there was no violence at the state election. Just because they stopped Wike from killing people.
No, that's an indictment. You cannot say that somebody is killing people when the person is not sitting by your side to defend himself.
See, what I say from killing people. He's the governor of Rivers State. He doesn't need to go to kill people. But he has to protect lives. The moment you can't protect lives, you must take that responsibility.
But the same thing happened during your administration.
No. Why do you pretend now? You were visiting. When some of you visited Rivers State when I was governor, you went to nightclubs. Can you go to nightclub now in Rivers State? When I was governor of Rivers State, for every death, I challenge the director of SSS and his release. I must know who killed these people. I must know, and they must be arrested. Because, you see, deterrence comes if there is consequence.
Are you laying the entire blame of the killings in Rivers State on Governor Wike?
Of course.
But the international observers also said that people were killed.
Who were, just hold on, there are two questions you need to ask. Who were his chairman of councils? Militants? I never condoned any militant. The reason why the UK does what he does and gets away with it is that once he does anything, he goes to the TV and radio and starts abusing people. So people, oh, please, this man is a madman. Oh, you know what you would, that's all. Just like yesterday, he was saying, oh, just because the Josie says, I will not take bribe. And for me, the Josie is the hero of the election. For the Josie to have come out and stopped violence. Let's take the presidential election. They say people were killed in Abonema. These military men were standing protecting INEC property. And INEC will say because Wike worked with Mahmoud Yakubu. He was working with him in Third Fund when Wike was Minister of State for Education. That's why he stopped the election in Rivers State, there was violence. And at that time, Wike had thanked him for stopping that publicly before the press.
But if
and asked for cancellation of election.
If you are his friend, what should you have done?
Who?
You would have called him and said that we cannot continue in this state this way. And then the killers have to stop. If you say you're truly friends of his.
Of what?
Of his.
Of who?
Of Wike.
Wike was somebody who worked under me.
But your friends, you said.
Even before that, international community, the observers there, they said, look, there was violence at the place. But you're saying
you're talking about presidential election. We are talking about governorship election. In the presidential election, who are the people killed in Abonema? PDP sent the Ikwere boys to go to Abonema to shoot at an army officer standing and protecting.
So if the chairman of INEC,
just hold on, sir. So now this man is standing and protecting lives, and you open fire and kill an army officer. You expect the other ones that are with him to watch? Nobody is putting that narrative because Wike has come to all of you and drags pressmen and tells his own side of the story. And everybody is afraid to tell the other side of the story. No, and the military can't tell their own side of the story because they are supposed to be an unbiased umpire.
Are they afraid to speak as well, the military?
They spoke, but people ignored what they said. Didn't you read their statement?
No, because
if you read their statement, now, he said there was violence. In the governorship election, they should name one person that was killed. When was that violence? At the time Wike was losing Obiakpo, he led, I mean, the came out in the press statement, led his own men with his own government house police and thugs and shot a military officer that was flown out.
Do we have this? You have these images and the videos where he led them to shoot.
Has he denied it? Has he denied it? The army said it. What did INEC say? The result in that local government was 30,000. Today, the result is 200 and something thousand. And Yakubu says he's an INEC chairman.
But if you say the INEC chairman was biased, to interpret what you're saying, towards Rivers and the party in that election, what do you say then at the center? Because there was a presidential candidate from PDP as well. So he wasn't biased towards the PDP.
Let me give you an example. Now, Minister for Transportation, I become a governorship candidate in Rivers State. And my permanent secretary is made chairman of INEC. What do you expect?
So is it mandatory that, or that's your interpretation of what's happening?
Okay. If you say that's not the interpretation, why did INEC stop the election?
They gave their reasons concerning what transpired.
They said there was violence. Okay, they should. I've just said here that they should name one person that was attacked or killed in Rivers State on the governorship election. So
does that mean that your party, you will not? Well,
we couldn't speak because we're not on the ballot. And don't forget that we are still in court when INEC removed our decision from the ballot. So INEC was already happy and participating.
Yeah, but you are not part of the process.
No, we're not. No, we were in court. Just listen. We were in the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal had said stay of execution. Don't touch this thing until we give judgment.
You did not participate in the elections.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. I said before they stopped us from participating, the Court of Appeal had said don't stop them yet until we give judgment. INEC went ahead to stop us based on the judgment of the Supreme Court on the issue of who are the party officers of APC. So,
but the procedure is always there for you to take or challenge that in court if you're dissatisfied with the process. But you don't seem to have confidence in the court system.
Please. Let's not go to this issue of judiciary. I'm not interested in discussing this issue. There are noble men, there are honorable men and women that are serving Nigeria, and they won't be an issue for us to discuss here.
But you don't like INEC?
How can I dislike INEC? I just told you that the chairman of INEC had no reason to announce or to suspend the election in Rivers State when AAC was coasting to victory. And that, listen, because you tried to interrupt me, Wike then thanked INEC for stopping what he called a charade and asked for the election to be cancelled. When did he change his position?
But your actions
At that point, INEC gave him more than 1 to 2 weeks. Where did he get the extra result sheet? Because I'm sure that AAC will prove in court that they have their own result sheet, separate and different from what INEC gave to Wike.
Why did you support the AAC?
I mean, Nigeria have a right to, just like you, if you went out to vote, you would have voted for one party. So if you voted for APC, you would have said you supported APC.
But you know, for the fact that you say if nobody was killed in Rivers, does that mean that there was no violence because nobody was killed?
Okay, so why did they stop the presidential election in Rivers State? Because in that case, there was more violence.
The presidential or governorship?
Presidential.
Okay.
All this violence that happened, that they said happened in Rivers State was the presidential election. And that's because what the initial plan of Wike was to attack, and because what they have in Rivers is government that instills fear in people. So everybody's afraid. Wike will kill you, Wike will kill you, everybody's scared.
But you were not afraid, you spoke. So
I can never be afraid. Do you know me with fear? I was in Kaduna how many days ago? I came back 12 midnight. I drove. I didn't go by train.
But
and if you know me very well, I don't carry a convoy of cars. I don't carry a convoy of policemen. Just me and one car behind me.
So does this mean that, because the impression people have is that you extended olive branch, you called on Rivers people to work with the party?
Because at this stage now, it's so bad in Rivers State. There's no. When I was there, Shell was there. Today, the MD of Shell, whether he likes it or not, to be honest to Nigerians, he works from Lagos. So I was coming back when I was there. LNG had moved to Rivers State. They are there, but they are grumbling because people are being kidnapped.
But the federal government controls security. So
please,
why can't they ensure?
You're talking to a former governor. Please, you're
thing?
talking to a former governor. As the governor of Rivers State, you are given the instrument of authority to ensure that there is security. That's why you take that oath.
Yeah, what is the oath is the instrument of authority?
No. The commissioner of police reports to the governor. The brigade commander reports to the governor. Now, for the army, they've upgraded to GOC. The director of SSS reports. You don't even remember. Once you ask yourself the question, and ask it now. The director of SSS before used to shout about him, go to the press, abuse him. Now the same director is there. Sure. He's no longer abusing him.
So,
the commissioner of police, Zaki, was there. Oh, we can go every day to radio, abuse Zaki. Why is he not no longer abusing the commissioner of police? The moment you fall into his, I'm trying to be a statesman, but the moment you fall into his trap, you're not a good man.
So why then did you have issues with Mbu at the time?
The same. Mbu was supporting President Goodluck Jonathan. I was supporting President Buhari.
Did he take orders from you?
He refused because I was supporting Buhari.
So what did you do?
Nothing. I was helpless. But in this case, the president is not involved. But in my case, President Goodluck was involved. Every brigade commander was involved. I was to be arrested. Wike has never been arrested.
So if CPs take instruction from governors, why did we have Governor Yari go to Abuja? Why did we have Borno governor come to Abuja?
There's a point that this insecurity overwhelms you. But that's not the same with Rivers State now. The difference between Rivers State and the other state that the governor sits in with these boys.
Do the commissioners of police answer to the IGP or to the governors?
No, by their command system, they answer to the IGP, but at the same time, they also should answer to the governors. And they do answer to the governors. You're talking to a former governor. I was a governor. Until Mbu came and told me to my face that he has been promised to be made the IG of Nigeria. Then that's where the problem started. So anything that he was told in Abuja was what he did against me for not being a member of PDP.
So does that mean that there really isn't any olive branch from you or your party to work with the Rivers State governor or government?
Please, if you read my statement, I have told Rivers people the way it is now, it can't be worse than this.
So how do you fix it?
I'm not the governor of Rivers State. Somebody has asked me this question. I said, you have to have the instrument of authority. That instrument of authority for now rests with one man called Wike. EFCC came forward and arrested a bank MD who gave Wike 117 billion naira cash. Nobody has complained about it. Is that the money used during the election?
You have proof?
Proof!
Where's the proof?
I said EFCC arrested I don't want to call the bank.
Because that's an allegation at the moment. It's not been proved yet.
How is it proved? I'm probably going to court. The man accepted we gave the cash. Did Wike deny it? The answer is no. Did he use it during the election? The answer is yes.
But isn't it not?
That's why you are seeing all the things you're seeing. Everybody's, you see, as he pays this money round, did he campaign? The answer is no. Did he go to the people? The answer is no. Did the people vote for him? The answer is no.
How can
That's why election could be stopped halfway. When the woman comes and says, we're going to announce what we have. What do they have?
But you know, these allegations...
We will prove in court. We expect that if we are running, we'll have shown evidence in court of 2 different result sheets.
But this is the same allegation the PDP is making against the APC, the tribunal, at the presidential level.
That what happened?
So we can't say, because
that what
PDP,
happened now?
That the elections were rigged. All of the back and forth. But we can't say
at the federal level,
until the court pronounced, the tribunal.
At the federal level, was any election stopped?
INEC, we know that INEC postponed elections before the time.
But then everybody was given a chance to go and vote. And don't forget, if anybody complained, it was APC that complained about the postponement. And we say that we suspected that they did it on the advice of PDP. We say so. We complained.
But at the moment now, given the kidnappings going on in different parts of the country, is the government overwhelmed with the situation at the moment? Yeah,
if it comes to the nation, please address.
No, you have fake meetings. Fake meetings happen. You're in government. People expect you to have an idea of what's going on.
Address me on transportation. But you see, again, you will say it's a blame game. Whatever is happening now could not have been a product of the last 4 years. You see, you can't create a pyramid and you expect that the bottom of the pyramid won't give way. So you have very few rich men and below extremely poor people, and you expect that they won't revolt. Now, what the president has done is to refuse to create those large rich men who are billionaires, but to see how much these things can trickle down to the people. That's why you see transportation, you see railways, you see power and all that. Because once you do that, you create employment. Until we're able to create employment, and the president insists, you must create that employment. If you don't create employment and create an economy, a legitimate economy that empowers people and brings income, then the people will create for themselves an illegitimate economy that makes all of you not to go to a nightclub. You think people, how many of you go out at night? It's because you are watching in the 16 years of PDP. You are watching young men who just left university become billionaires. Instead of investing that money, they drive Porsche cars. And you clap for them.
So is that why the president says kidnapping now new occupation industry for youths?
But what if he said that, what is that? There's a big man who is the MD, who then employs people to go and kidnap people, and when they bring the money, they share to themselves. So, you see, I thank Nigerians and I thank God for voting Buhari back to power. What does he do? If he continues with what he's doing, trying to allow these resources to trickle down to the poor, then crime rate will continue to reduce. But until that happens, you will continue to have this challenge.
So it's not happening yet, so he needs to do much more to make it happen.
No, it's settling down, but it's not at the rate at which it could just completely eliminate what's it called? Crime. But this thing, when it was happening, everybody was clapping. You see a young man just know a governor or a commissioner or a minister or a president, and the next day he's a billionaire. There's somebody I know of who suddenly bought two aircrafts. He was a commissioner in one of my police government. He left and then went, by the time you knew it was with the federal government, by the time you knew it, he had bought 2 aircraft, by the time you knew it, he had employed white men as what do you call it, pilots and this thing. And one of my friends, John Bata, told me, he said, don't worry, the Andrew Liver Assault rich men. You know the effervescent nature of Andrew Liver Assault. That's how it happened.
All right, that's where we anchor, even though but
the effervescence of how
the issues. Yeah, but unfortunately, time has given way on us, so we just have to thank you very much indeed for coming on this morning. We've been speaking with the Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Chibuike Amaechi.